Unfortunately for you and I alike, people are fucking stupid, which is why this propaganda has legs.
Moment when Joe Rogan realized he was half the man that Alex Jones was.
They are interdimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
Right.
And they believe they're possessed by an off-world entity.
They do?
Yeah, and then, Joe, I've been on air 22 years. I don't get into aliens, metaphysical, religion, any of that. I've studied the elite, and I've also communicated with a lot of the top people. And if you want to know, I will actually break down right now the best knowledge right now what's happening on the planet.
What's happening?
Let me give you a basic gestalt.
Okay. I love when you can use that word with full confidence.
Yeah.
I've never said that. Let me give you a basic gestalt. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm such a fraud.
No, you're not.
No, but that's what I think if I use that word.
No, you'll get all this because you'll already have most of the static as you're a bookworm, a research worm. In a good way. The elite are all about transcendence and living forever and the secrets of the universe, and they want to know all this. Some are good, some are bad, some are a mix. But the good ones don't ever want to organize. The bad ones didn't want to organize because they lust after power. Powerful consciousnesses don't want to dominate other people. They want to empower them, so they don't tend to get together until things are really late in the game. Then they come together. Evil's always defeated because good is so much stronger. And we're on this planet, and Einstein's physics showed it, Max Planck's physics showed it, there's at least 12 dimensions. And now that's why all the top scientists and billionaires are coming out saying it's a false hologram. It is artificial. The computers are scanning it and finding tension points where it's artificially projected and gravity's bleeding in to this universe. That's what they call dark matter. So we're like a thought or a dream that's a wisp in some computer program, some God's mind, whatever. They're proving it all. It's all coming out. Now, there's like this sub-transmission zone below the third dimension that's just turned over to the most horrible things is what it resonates to. And it's trying to get up into the third dimension that's just a basic level consciousness to launch into the next levels. And our species is already way up at the sixth dimension, consciously, our best people. But there's this big war trying to, like, basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will, and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend and not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to the system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed.
Wait a minute,
humanity
is only controlled of AI? How'd the pedophiles get in control of AI?
The pedophiles at a whatever level, the devil, whatever you want to call it, this interdimensional thing that gives them advantage.
The people these three guys work for. Just to be clear. To be painfully fucking clear. Most people haven't figured that out, which is why this is still being shopped around. There's a lot in this video in terms of superficial shit that people haven't fucking figured out. Keep in mind, Alex Jones told you that you live on a planet at least twice in here. He talked about creatures from outside of our planet at least once in here that I recall. That's horse shit. It's propaganda. It's nonsense. And it also lends itself to the fact that this guy either does not have a goddamn clue what reflects reality, and he's opening his mouth, which is a disservice to you and I alike. It's irresponsible, and or he's controlled opposition. And he's telling you flowery fucking shit so that you buy into all this and you repeat it. A bigger point in here is he's shopping around simulation theory related to quantum bullshit, which is why he was talking about dark matter and, again, the holographic universe of simulation theory. Emphasis on the theory. The reason our masters are shopping that shit around is this is one of the many tools that they're putting in place. It's one of the pieces on the board that they're moving into place to set up a one world religion for a bunch of morons to buy into. And this does lend itself to where fucking Skynet, or however you want to think of it, the hive mind of the future. Because, what did he say in this video? There's a group of individuals who are working against this, and they're actively seeking to shut it down. You and I are surrounded by people who are below average, who don't mean well, who don't have a goddamn clue what reflects reality to begin with, who haven't stopped unconstitutional taxes, who haven't put it into fucking the racket of car insurance. Do you really think that people are organized enough and they're actually working towards this? It's a flowery daydream for people who are fucking stupid to repeat. People haven't begun the journey in terms of what reflects reality, which is why they're easily taken in by garbage like this. I've waited to post this comment because usually if I do, most people are so painfully fucking slow, they're just going to block me and not think about it. They're not going to look into it. Heaven forbid they look into it. They didn't research to begin with, which is why this account has how many people following them? Because they are not fucking censored. They're doing what our masters want. What have I told you guys many, many times over, and it should have come up long before I ever left it on the internet? The Davos panel openly stated, and remember, there's a public transcript, which means you could look up the information available to you in the general public, the fucking internet, the body politic in a digital medium. But people haven't. People don't. Most people don't know about it. The Davos panel openly stated that our masters were going to give us numerous forms of communication. To what end, you ask? So that you would promote and you would circulate. You would propagate adult fairy tales that do not fucking reflect reality. To such a point where people did not know, and they would not know, and they do not know what fucking reflects reality. A great example is, what's the difference between a man and a woman? Do we live in a binary system? I don't know. I just experienced a day and a night. I get hot and cold. Heaven fucking forbid. That's how fucking lost we are these days. So they gave you, and I, what? Free AOL discs to get your feet wet. Then they gave you free cell phones when you sign up for a plan, and you and I are using a social engineering app, a social engineering platform, specifically a China app here. This is TikTok, and it's fucking free for a reason. You don't have to pay China to use this. Why would that be? Why would that be? Because all of our masters are in bed together. You could use the Antarctic Treaty to appreciate that. How many people fucking signed up on there? How many people? And look at how many people have bought into it since, 1957 or whenever the fuck it was. I can't remember offhand. Either way. It's pretty fucking telling, but most people haven't figured these things out. I should also rattle off, this is something that should also come up because it's based in sensational horse shit. HARP, the installation, the main hub, is likely located in Antarctica, and that's why that treaty was put in place. Not because there's pyramids, not because there's UFOs, not because there's fucking aliens, test tube horse shit. It's because our masters are manipulating the weather, and you can look up geoengineering. It's a fucking fact. Look, Henry Wexler, look him up.